Hey guys, it's Keith. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Okay, so in this video, I thought I'd talk about the three main different types of income, right? And Robert Kiyosaki, he's famous for describing this in his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So if you guys want, you can check out that book too. So basically how he goes about it is he goes on to explain that the three basic type of incomes are earned income, portfolio income, and passive income. So earned income is basically when you go to work, right? You're 9 to 5, you're earning the income. Or even if you're providing a service, let's say you're mowing the lawn for your neighbor, that's earned income. Any kind of income like that is earned usually, right? And when you go to job, like your 9 to 5 job, that earned income is first taxed. What does that mean? When you receive your income, before you receive your income, it's taxed, and then you get your money, right? And then you have expenses. Okay, that's very, very, very key. Remember that. Okay. Now the second type of income is portfolio income. So let's talk about portfolio income. What is that? One example of it is stocks. Say, let's say you have an account with stocks in it, right? I think in America, your capital gains tax is around 20%. In Canada, it's about 50%. I'm not quite sure what it is in Australia, but every country has their own regulations. But portfolio income is much different from earned income, because earned income is based on your tax bracket. The more money you make, the more you're taxed at source, versus your stocks, if it's, let's say, 20% capital gains tax, or in Canada, 50% capital gains tax, that's only right on the 50% of what you profited. So if you profited $100, that $50 is what they will use to add on top of your income before taxes, right? And then they'll calculate the tax afterwards. Okay, so already with your portfolio, you're paying less tax than you would at your earned income job. Okay, and then the third one is passive income. Now this is very key. Now remember I talked about how you get taxed and then you get your income and then you have expenses. Now for passive income, the way it works is you get your income, you have your expenses, and then you pay your taxes. What does this mean? That means you get your income, you get all the money first, then you have expenses, and then you can write off these expenses at tax time. And when you do, when you get into the business of real estate, it ends up being that you pay almost nothing in taxes, because in passive income, that's just how it works, right? The government and the economy want people to spend their money. They don't want most people to have cash sitting in their bank account, right? So this incentivizes people to go and chase after more passive income. So the way I divide this, or some other people divide this, is between productive assets and non-productive assets. So what is that? What does that mean, right? So a productive asset is something that gives you cash flow, like passive income, right? Unproductive asset is something like gold, for example. It's a rock. By holding gold, you're not actually earning any income, right? Unless you sell it to someone who is willing to buy it for a higher price than what you bought it for. Okay? Now, when you look at houses and real estate, it can fall in either or. This is what's very special about real estate. So if you're buying a home and you got a mortgage and you're living there on your own, it's not a productive asset. It's an unproductive asset. Why? Because you're paying for the monthly expenses. You're paying for the mortgage and the interest and everything, and nothing gets written off. So you're not earning any money. Versus if you were to buy real estate for cash flow and you found a property that was giving you cash flow and you were able to write everything off, then you're making money by holding that place, and it's a win-win situation for you, right? So that would be considered a productive asset. So remember, it can fall in either or. It's based on how you utilize that commodity, or the house, the real estate property, right? So remember the three different ways again: earned income, portfolio income, and passive income. I almost forgot there. So the three different types of income. So what's key here is when you're growing your portfolio, you want to grow your portfolio income. And any money that you can get from that, you should be investing some of it at least, either back into the portfolio income or into the passive income, because passive income is what's going to help you quit your earned income job. But at the same time, I'm not saying that you have to quit the job, because there's other forms of earned income too, right? You can do a business and then find a way to make that your main source of earned income, right? But for those of you who have 9 to 5 jobs, right, if you're just going to 9 to 5 and you're an average investor and you put everything into like a S&P 500 index, let's say, right, and you want to get into real estate, this is what's going to help you quit this job. So try your best to learn as much as you can, read a lot of books, and learn from experience and grow from there. So just remember the 3 different types of ways of getting income, right? This is tax the most, this is tax the average amount, and this is tax the least, sometimes zero. A really good example is in 2020 right now, during the pandemic, on the news and on Twitter and everything, they were all talking about how Donald Trump only paid $750 in taxes for like 2 or 3 years. And why is that? Right? It's because he is a real estate guy. He's in real estate. That's why. So what they do in real estate, just to give you a heads up, so you buy the mortgage, you buy a property, you have a mortgage on it, you pay interest on it, right? But then there's something called depreciation. Since it's a rental property, you can, this is kind of crazy, but you can subtract the depreciating cost over 27 and a half years on that property. That means the money that you get, let's say you're getting $1,000 a month, you can write that off. So it looks like you're getting $0 because you're subtracting the depreciation cost, the wear and tear of the house year by year. But really, you get all that cash home. So there's a lot of legal things like this, and it's very common knowledge. A lot of people know about it. It's just not too many people talk about it. So this is a big problem, I guess. It's because, so I'm not gonna blame the school system, because I do love school. When I was in school, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I didn't learn anything about money, right? So in school, when you go there, we sit in like rows, right, or columns, whichever way you want to see it, right? And it's very like a factory assembly like. It's because during the late 1800s or right around that industrial revolutionary time, they needed more people to join factories, and most of the people were all agricultural people or fishermen, and they worked within the family, like blacksmiths, right? So if you're working within the family, then and you've worked for your parents, you're not going to listen to a boss, you're not going to listen to somebody else, you're not going to do that, right? What incentivizes you to even leave your family business and go work at a factory, right? So then entrepreneurs worked with the government to create a school system in a way that they can learn the skills they needed to be employed. And then when they graduated from high school, they left in masses, right? All in masses, so they can all go and join the workforce together. Back then in the industrial revolution, it was factories, right? To go and build engines and cars and etc. whatever they needed for like World War I, for example, right? It was like a big thing. So that system never changed. And what they teach you there isn't about money. They're not trying to teach you to be an entrepreneur. They're not trying to teach you how to make money. They're trying to teach you how to do your job, right? Like, for example, like in the classroom, teachers will be like, shh, don't talk too loud. Why? Because they want you to be an obedient. They want you to be an obedient worker. That's it. They teach you, right? Because there's one person in the front and there's like 15 or 25 students, right, in the classroom. They teach you to listen to one person, like listening to a boss. I can go on with multiple examples, but you get the point, right? So because of this, a lot of people just don't understand, don't know, and because like they just don't talk about money, and it's kind of not fair. But at the same time, like, we live in the 21st century, guys, right? We have the tools and technologies to learn. If you want to learn, the internet is an amazing place to learn, right? You can find out what books you need to read. You can go to the library, you can buy one. If you can't afford books, you can go to the public library, pick them out, read them, and get financially literate. This will help you be financially free instead of trading your time for money and pretending to be a factory worker at your 9-to-5 job, right? Now, I'm not saying that hard work is obsolete or you shouldn't be working hard. I completely disagree with that, right? Like, there's so many people that I know that are contractors and they're very, very successful, but they're working for themselves, right? They used to work for someone else, but then they learned a skill, a business, and earned income that they mastered, right? And they are also invested in index funds, right? And they're finding ways to passively make money. So whatever job you're doing, it's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, right, being financially literate, knowing the 3 different types of income, right? Realizing that this is not something you can learn in school. This is something you have to learn on your own, right? So it does take time, but you can do it. And if you're a fast learner, you'll just learn it fast. That's okay. Anyways, guys, if you like this content and you want to know more, or you want me to talk about other things, just let me know. Give me some ideas. Write it down below in the comment section. I reply to all the comments. And yeah, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Thanks guys for listening.